play that we've been having so far.
It has been, and now we go to Hora Esports. This was a team that I was wondering what they were going to be able to do with what happened earlier. That beautiful push that they were able to clutch up. By the way, it was an absolute madness of a push there by Hora Esports, and I'm glad he ended up working out for them. They're going to have 2 players. They're inside the zone, and if I'm not mistaken, if they can just hold this and keep on moving up inch by inch, this team could end up with the great positioning for those placement points as Baton, Vampire Esports. Look how proactive Vampire Esports too, being able to get those angles, making sure that nobody tries to surprise them. DX is still in the mix. This is what can happen when DX decides not to take those fights in the blue zone and instead prioritize towards the later of the game. This is the DX that we've been wanting to see.
Oh, let's see. I mean, Parisian and the rest of the crew just trying to get a little bit of foothold. I like the fact that Nade has gone for that white positioning over on towards the western side, but let's see if that play is indeed going to be paying off. They do seem to be gatekeeping Hura from getting themselves positioned, getting a position, getting an angle in. The Baton still in the mix. Oh. Beautiful nade though, up onto Zebra Master.
Baton was able to spot him. He's going to be able to get that elimination for his team. And Hyper now at 7 LMs. He's going to be able to jump over the car, and he can't connect though. But if that would have happened, boy, that would have been a play of a lifetime for him. Being able to jump over that car, do a quick 180, and make sure you hit those shots with the DBS. What could have? What could have happened there? The amazing clips that we would have seen out of that. And now we have DX, the player, Peregrine, making his way up to Hora as some of his teammates does end up getting knocked and end up getting eliminated. He's getting spotted. He needs to throw that nade quickly. He's going to be able to throw it right before he gets knocked. Can he actually connect? He's not going to be able to connect. And now Hora Esports is able to move up a little bit closer towards that circle. But boy, it's going to be tough considering that Vampire Esports and one more player from DX is currently on the hunt for them.
I mean, but this is such an interesting position that we find ourselves in, right? We've got 2 of our qualified teams in here. We've got 2 of the partnership program teams going toe-to-toe. And now it's going to be Tony K with a quick opening up onto Vitin there on the edge. Quick nade. This could definitely close up the play, at least for Zebra, as Neil Zada does take a little bit of damage. Tony not done with their fruit just yet. They got to keep on rolling. But DX instead is going to be the team to lead the way on through, and we're down to the final 2 squads now.
Final 2 squads. Vampire Esports, the way they position themselves, the way they rotated, the way they were able to hold all these angles is currently making wonders. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Vampire Esports, they said, oh, you guys have been mocking us for how we did in PMGC? Well, guess what? It's a brand new year of PUBG Mobile Esports, and we're coming for everything.
I mean, it's good to see Vampires Esports not being scared of the sun.
So many teams gone is because of this zone. It is dead out in the open, and we just saw an all-out war happen. I like some of those offensive smokes there from Insanity. They are smoking hard onto N-Hyper, eliminating their vision so they can push up. The problem with Insanity is that they're so spread out. It's going to be really down to who gets this first knock.
It is, and I think they got to use their numbers here as N-Hyper is just moving around. And the good thing right now with Stars is that he is staying a little bit further back to the point where they're not able to see, Insanity Sports is not able to see him, and he's just driving around trying to see if he can spot anything along the way, possibly spot Silence as he does end up moving up. But now with this distraction that Silence was causing, throwing some smokes, throwing some nades to kind of throw them off, I was hoping that this player right there, he was going to make a push, but he's just stuck behind that tree. It is going to be tough, as you were mentioning there, Hot Jukes, for Insanity Sports to make this push, to try to win this fight with how split they are.
100%. Yeah, the problem is that if one of these players gets knocked from Insanity, they're done for. So neither of them can afford a knock in this situation. And Hyper, if one gets knocked, Insanity's pushing too. So it really does go either way. The thing about, and Hyper has an advantage, the fact that they can go for the res, but it's going to be super unlikely regardless. Knowing Stars, I guarantee you this guy's just whistling right now while just doing donuts. He's just big, chilling, just saying, oh, I know, yeah, there's some time to the fight. This is stage 8. Once we hit stage 9, though, the zone's going to nothing. Oh, we have to see the crawl from White out in the open. If he gets to that hill, Insanity's going to have a really big advantage here.
Romolosin just Inching closer and closer to more cover, and this is definitely what Hyper didn't want to have to worry about. And it goes to show that Silence was just making such a big commotion here towards that side and causing those players to get a little bit more confused. And now you have that player in that buggy moving around, trying to see if anybody's going to be taking that bait. Maybe take some shots. Show us exactly where you're at, because right now Hyper still thinks that the player is behind the tree. You can see Capri looking around. Silence is going to be forced to move up. He's going to be trying to take some shots. He takes the bait, but luckily for him, he's just hitting enough to the point where they're not going to be able to see him. Capri now trying to see if he can spot him. He gets some shot. Silence being able to take some shots there on Stars, and he needs to be careful.
Oh, big nade. Oh, I thought that was it. That was money. Just a little too far. That one looks good, though. And it's on the money. And now Silence is going to go back towards this crate. Going to pick up that level 3 gear. What does he grab? What else? Oh, the AMR.
In a ghillie suit too. Okay, you were snaking earlier. Let's see what you can do now. But they gotta be careful though. Remember, I think they still have that buggy to work with, and I'm talking about Hyper. He's gonna try to reposition himself, and if Hyper still has any of those grenades available, I think the first place that they're gonna be throwing those nades is gonna be behind this one right here. As he now finds an MK. Okay, now the chances have gone up even higher for him to be able to clutch this 2v1.
The Bob Barker, the two best CQC weapons in the game. He's got the MK14 and the DBS. And Hyper has to focus on range here. Silence knows where he's at because of that player that got knocked. Oh, he stepped up a little bit. That could be a trouble. 2v1 situation. They got caught. The MK. Oh, I thought he had the shots, but Hyper clutched up the chicken dinner. And I'll tell you what.
Opportunity to shine. As you can see, the rotations now heading along that southern side, going in a bit of a clockwise rotation, and this could really open up the place for them, especially over towards Team Liquid.
I believe it is going to end up opening up because they're just going to continue to wrap around and see if they can possibly find somebody out in the open from Team Liquid. Team Liquid now starting to eliminate some players there, finally getting that elimination on the Smoke Gaming player. The DX player still alive, and you got Death Wolves looking to see if they can possibly spot somebody, but they need to be careful because guess what? Team Liquid does have 3 players up on top of that mountain, but they still have Chief trying to get that off angle. Here comes the push by Smoke Gaming. Myth is going to be making that push. He's going to be hitting the shots, and beautiful play there by Smoke Gaming Myth as he's able to destroy the player from DX inside the building. He's going to have to heal up, and he's going to have to refocus as now everything is starting to let loose. The F-Wolf is starting to get some angles, and meanwhile, Chief, the only player that was towards the bottom of that mountain, trying to see if he can help out his team.
Well, let's see how this one is going to go. The final 2 teams now in a bit of a showdown. Cardozen is still going to be holding nice and steady on high. Team Liquid, it looks like this one could be turning in their favor, but we've seen what Death Wolves can do if they decide to strike. So I like the play here though, right? Both squads going for a 1-2-1-3 split, so it allows them quite a bit of flexibility. But now comes the push, moving in here, Obscure, having his vision obscured with the smokes getting brought down here by Chief. A nice little bit of a distraction. But once that first hit, that first play is made, there could be a roll-up opportunity here for the Death Wolves. But of course, you still got to watch that heal side. So yeah, Death Wolves definitely needs to try and not overextend their reach at this point.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy finish here. The thing that they do have going for them for Team Liquid is they do have a numbers advantage. And with Chief being down there, he's still within the circle, which is something that Death Wolves can't say for the person that was holding that off angle for them. He's not within the circle anymore. Right now, Chief not really going to be able to do much as he does have to end up laying down. The smokes are going to be coming through for some of the players there from Death Wolves. I'm hoping and I'm wondering if maybe Chief is going to be able to spot that player. Uzo, he is going to be able to spot him, and here comes the shots. If they can get this knock, it's going to be massive because he's going to open it up, and now it's going to become a 4v2. Great stuff there from Chief. And also his team being able to relay the information. We see somebody running, make sure you knock him. They do just that, and he turns into a 4v2.
And well, speaking about 2v4, it is about to be stage number 9, right? So no more shifts, only blue. It's all going to come down to this Team Liquid now, definitely looking to capitalize on the opportunity they have at hand. But let's see whether or not the Death Wolves can maybe make a little bit of something happening here. Ooh, Mythic though finds the play up into Obscure. And the Death Wolves down to only one remaining hopeful. It is going to be a full-on push. Team Liquid, they want to get that winner with a chicken dinner in hand. It is going to be a full send as they rush on in. The place is there. And that is Liquid getting the winner chicken dinner.
Way too much for that last player there from Death Wolves. Team Liquid, this is more like the team that we've been wanting to see, getting those 13 eliminations, 2100 damage. And as you were mentioning,
themselves out of the sticky spot. But look at that spot, the compound down on the southern side, right? We got Foot in there, we've got Team Queso in there, we've got Insanity also just trying to see if they can survive.
and I think Smoke is just playing it cautious here. They obviously don't know if anybody's going to be within those buildings. They're just going to be assuming that there's going to be people there. You saw the smoke, them they were throwing, but also the grenades. I saw a bit of explosions, them thinking that, you know what, if anybody does end up picking, we'll be able to get them DX throughout the players that are still alive. Being able to find some players there from Hyper and knocking them. Foot as well, looking for Hyper and Capri. Getting in here, he gets one knock. He's going to get the finish. Here comes down the player from DX, and guess what? Capri sends him back to the lobby as Hyper looking to get those extra points. And you know who wants to make that push? None other than Smoke Gaming, clearing buildings back and forth. This is the opening that they were looking to get. Grenades, everything being thrown, and they're playing it so well. Whoever ended up calling Smoke Gaming mid-team, they're looking like a top team right now.
100%, 100%, and I mean, they are just toying with Hyper at this point. Hyper down to 2-piece. Team Queso also going to be holding nice and steady. Let's see whether or not Smoke can pick up those last few plays. There's going to be Starch on the approach. FSS also just holding nice and steady. Myth, the entirety of Smoke Gaming, they are here just searching, clearing floor by floor, building by building, and eventually they are going to figure out that Hyper is going to be chilling on the outside. So just a few plays away, but what a nade though! As Starch finds the opening play, that is the angle now. Myth pushing on forward, looking to see if they can pick it up. Up comes FSS. Oh, it's in!
Hyper. Oh my gosh, he had all the time. He didn't even have the player's attention, and he ended up missing so many shots there. But now we're going to be switching over to Foot against Team Queso. Team Queso getting obliterated here by Foot. Chaos Esports are now, they're going to be trying to make a push, and luckily for Smoke Gaming, they might be able to reset a little bit here. They are going to end up losing one player, but if they can at least end up with 3, that's going to be wonders for them. Team Queso still has 1 player alive. Papi Potro is going to be looking outside of that window, and Team Liquid, Ayala, trying to see if he can find some angles too. Papi Potro is able to find at least 1 knock, which is going to be massive for his team, and now Smoke is going to get 3 players up. And whatever ended up happening here, anything can happen here with what's going on. I mean, we have 3 players from Smoke. We have 1 player from Team Liquid and 1 player left alive as well from Insanity Sports, which Insanity Sports, only 2 eliminations, but hey, they'll take the points. They'll take whatever they can get at this time.
I mean, they're going to be dealt a decent amount of placement points as well. So that is all going to stack up. So we got stacking up. Insanity trying to move up, and look at that nade. It is done and dusted. Winner chicken dinner. Smoke Gaming claiming their 3rd winner chicken dinner in just the past 2 days.
And Kunha, you could picture him. He thinks he's going to the main event already. He's thinking of the crowd saying, "Are you not?"
I hate to see it. Meanwhile, we got Death Wolves with a great position in this match. They have most of the zone secured. Another team that's going to have a good sight line is going to be Influence Rage. They're at the top. They only have a duo up, but with their location, they could definitely cause some problems for a lot of these teams. So let's see what the play is going to be. Make sure oh yeah, final player up. He knows that, man, I got to leave this hill. Let me just start popping some drinks and saying good luck. Here he goes. He's going to start the drive over right now. And these teams are desperately looking for points. If they see that vehicle, he's getting popped out for sure.
Yep. I mean, it's a risky call to make, but, you know, someone's got to do it. In the meanwhile, Zebra getting ready for a little bit of some of that action. Hurrah, Malik just riding back and forth. But, well, the only back and forth they're going to have to do is back into that lobby. Down to the final 5 teams we go. Insanity also stepping on up, securing their 8th elimination.
8th elimination, final player up. That's Influence Rage gone. And he is sitting in that shack trying to get some extra placement points for his team. Meanwhile, Deathwolf still in this. Malloy still alive. Finds the level 3 gear and a Groza, just looking to steal some points away and ruin some of these other players' dreams. As I did say, like, hey, if this is at this point, play for yourself. And I'll tell you what, Malloy has definitely had some great shots for sure. He gets another one. That's 10 eliminations. This guy is literally about to double his team's points in one game out of all the ones he's played so far.
I mean, where was this Virtus Pro in
He's
all
gaming.
the other? Oh,
finally shut down.
Nice run though. Nice run.
Way to go out. Way to go out. Meanwhile, Death Wolves, here they are. Zebra Master as well. In a great position on the leaderboards. This game should solidify them for the main event. Death Wolves still have a lot of work to do, though, and they need to put some points on as well. So let's see what the play is. Oh, a little stun grenade there. Oh, you can't see me.
Ooh.
DBS gets it done. And meanwhile, he's going to start throwing some mollies right there on that vehicle. These are so hard to throw. They have to be perfectly placed since it's on a decline here. And let's see what they decide to do is... Oh, Talent's getting shot up from all angles. He's trying to hide. Get as many points as he can.
When it's tough, it is super, super tough. So let's see whether or not Zebra are going to be hitting rather those double-digit elim counts as the Death Wolves rather starts to move on up. But I love the spread 2-2 approach. 2 players on high, 2 players down low, and up comes the play now. It is going to be Zebra Master trying to fend off the advances, but unfortunately, it'll not suffice. Now, a 1v4, right? I mean, Insanity Talent, this is going to take more than talent to clutch out this game.
You got to believe. He believes. He's gaming. He gets the knock right there and the finish. That's 6 points. Hits the deck. He says, nope, time to run out. DBS. Oh, ho, ho. Death Wolves shut it down. But what a game right there. Chicken dinner on the side of Death Wolves. 6 eliminations and a great performance considering that this is their no smokes on the side of Diego. That's not good. But we do see one of their teammates has one in hand already. Meanwhile, next Ruya with only a single player up, just trying to secure possibly an extra placement, any little point that they can get, because where they're currently standing on the leaderboard 7, I mean, this could be the difference. Literally, one elimination here could be the difference between 8th and 9th place.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it here coming into the prelims by the finals qualifiers. What the final team, Inco, was able to make it by just 1 point. So any point can matter here, and they're going to be trying to squeeze them. Vampire Esports getting a little bit more focus here in regards to Influence Rage. But this is the time. This is the time when if you are the next real player that's still alive, you try to move up a little bit closer. You try to get those angles. You try to set yourself up that if you are able to possibly knock somebody, confirm that into elimination and get those extra points, as Tony K has to hit the floor there because he's starting to get shot by Influence Rage.
It looks like we're going to go down to the final circle here. Stage number 9. 8 seconds left on the clock, guys. You better start having your plays in your mind because, yeah, here come the smokes. This zone is about to go into nothing.
And Vampire Esports now letting go of all those smokes that they have. Luckily for them, they still had a vehicle.
Chunks.
Did you see how much health that blue zone is taking? Yeah, you don't want to let it touch you at all. And Next Ruya is going to be taking some shots here. This is what I was expecting to see out of Next Ruya. Setting themselves up to get those extra angles. And if Influence Rage ever had a chance to make this push, it's going to be now as Little Boy and the Influence Rage players start pushing up to Vampire Esports because they're distracted by Next Ruya.
Okay, taking off his backpack just to kind of eliminate just any kind of height at all. Here comes a big nade, though, from Little Boy. Vampire are in a good position, but they're going to have to survive this absolute red zone coming towards them. Tony K dip diving and dodging behind those hay bales, but here comes Influence Rage. Next Rhea on the other side, trying to play as quiet as possible. I don't think ANF realizes that he's there. So let's see what they decide to do. Newsy gets knocked, only one player up left, and it's Tony K.
And Vampire for something that looked easy, like they were going to be able to close out the match. It's not going to be looking like that anymore, especially after this new circle. Tony K, we know what he's
on
able.
fire.
able to do, but he is going to be on fire. His health's going to be going down. Influence range currently getting themselves set up perfectly here, and he is just stuck. Look at where this Next Ruya player is at. And Next Ruya, ladies and gentlemen, we asked for them to show us something in this last match, and they're showing us everything, even if it's just one player. He's going to be taking some shots there to Little Boy. Little Boy is able to spot him. He's going to make him sit back, and it's going to come down to influence range in this engagement. There you go. He's going to get that. Tony K is going to come down to Next Ruya in influence range. Hajux.
He's going for the toes. He gets the knock. What a critical knock. He goes for the second player. He has the cover. He has to hit the shots. He almost gets them, but it's Diego that wins that one. You can just see that sigh of relief there. 9 eliminations. What a finish, though, from Next